पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. I'm extremely grateful to Mukunlapu for engaging me in some seva always, and also grateful to our Prashant Gaur Prabhu for reminding me. For every grateful to all of you, though you are at different places situated, you have joined online. So today we'll discuss on this verse of Shrimad Bhagavatam. We see in there is a pastime in ninth canto where there's the appearance of Parshuram and how Parshuram punished Kartikeya Arjun and also his sons. We see when Kartikeya Arjun, though he was Kshatriya, but he misbehaved with Brahmanas. He misbehaved with Parshuram's father, Jamdagni, and stole Jamdagni's Kamdhenu cow, desire fulfilling cow. Parshuram was not there when Parshuram came to know that father is so morose, and then he found out that father is so unhappy because the Kamdhenu cow, with the help of which he used to perform all the sacrifices, that has been stolen forcefully by Kartiviri Arjun. And Parshuram becomes so upset. Then he goes and challenges Kartiviri Arjun and fights and kills Kartiviri Arjun and all his army. So when he comes back, when he informs his father Jamdagni that how he has punished Kartviri Arjun and how he has got back the Kamdhenu cow. Then when Jamdagni hears all these things, Jamdagni is not very pleased with Parshuram. And he says, my dear Parshuram, actually Kartviri Arjun is king. It was not proper for you to kill the king. Okay, he may have done something wrong, but we are Brahmanas. Brahmanas should be forgiving. We can't be, killing people. We should be thinking of everybody's welfare. So here we see, and he says that the beauty of Brahmana is in quality of forgiveness. So we see that, and in this verse especially, Jamdagni is telling to Parshuram that when one acts based on this quality of forgiveness, it is very pleasing to Supreme Person of Godhead. It attracts the heart of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in this world and in our own lives, actually it's very important that we learn this, develop this quality of forgiveness. We learn the art of forgiveness. Though it is said that it is a quality of Brahmana, but actually it is quality of all saintly people, and especially all advancing devotees. As advancing devotees, we need to cultivate this quality of forgiveness. We are living in an imperfect world. To err is human. Everybody commits mistake. To forgive is divine. So in this world, if we follow the strategy, eye for eye, it is said whole world will be blind. If we try to point out faults of everybody and correct everybody and try to take revenge for every wrong act, this world will be a very difficult place to live. So, and especially if we do not learn the art of forgiveness, we'll become victim of anger, which is just one letter short of danger. When we are angry, our intelligence gets covered over, and then what we speak and act, it leads to very dangerous things. So it's better that we learn the art of forgiveness. If we don't forgive, we'll develop resentment in the heart. We'll develop hatred in the heart, which is like great toxic. It's like a poison. And this poison when it is there in heart, can destroy all wonderful qualities within us. It is said, holding grudge, resentment is like drinking poison and expecting other person to die. If you have hatred for others, grudge for others, resentment for others, if you want to harm others, actually this will harm us more than others. It's also like saying that holding a red hot charcoal in hand, wanting to throw on others. But if you hold it in hand, it will burn our hand first, mm, before it harms others. So, wise people learn to tolerate and forgive. There is saying holding a grudge doesn't make you strong, it makes us weak. Forgiving doesn't make us weak, rather, it sets us free. So, weak people cannot forgive. Those are weak within. Mm. Forgiveness is attribute of strong. Those who are strong within, those who are spiritually advanced, they can actually forgive. Those whose hearts are filled with love and compassion, mm, they can forgive. So it's a attribute of great souls. Sometimes people may think, oh, why should I forgive? We have to teach a good lesson to others. But actually, if we don't forgive others, then we get stuck in the past and becomes very difficult to move ahead. And when we have resentment and hatred towards others, it takes a lot of energy to deal with it. When we forgive, we are spared of all that energy and we can move ahead in life. There is also another saying, to forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that the prisoner was you. So when we are freeing or forgiving, actually, it's not that we are doing compassion others, but more important, we are doing showing compassion to oneself. Because if you do not forgive, it is not possible to have peace of mind. So if we really want to have peace of mind, then it's important that we forgive and move ahead in life. When we forgive, we heal. When we let go, we grow in life. Mm. So this learning the art of forgiveness is very, very important. Medical research shows that those who do not forgive and they have a lot of resentment and bent of feelings, hatred in heart, they undergo a lot of physical, mental suffering. A lot of diseases, chronic diseases are because of that hatred in the heart, resentment in the heart. And these people are 10 times more susceptible to disease and 5 times more susceptible for premature death. So, even for physical and mental well being, it is very important that we learn to forgive others. What to speak of spiritual advancement. So, also, if we do not forgive others, how can we expect to be forgiven by others? And especially, how can we expect God to forgive us? We also commit mistakes. And when we commit mistake, we expect others to forgive us. We expect God to forgive us. So if we do not forgive others, so how can we expect God to forgive us? Similarly, if we do not forgive, if we do not learn the art of forgiveness, it is not possible to build any sustainable relationship in life. Because if we want to develop any relationship, we have to accept other person. And every person in this world is imperfect. Every person will commit some mistake. And if we are not ready to forgive the mistakes, then it's very difficult to uh, continue with the relationships. Also, if you are not able to forgive people and cultivate relationships, same thing will happen when we want to develop a relationship with spiritual master and guru and Krishna. So if you are not able to build a sustainable relationship in life, uh, that will reflect in our relationship with Krishna and Guru also. So it's important that it's not that only mundane thing, but it actually affect our spiritual life. So it is said if we really want to love, we need to learn to forgive. Because there is no love, no relationship without forgiveness. And if we want to advance in spiritual life, if we want to chant Hare Krishna, we need to learn how to forgive others. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Tunadapi Sunichena, Taroriva Sanshna. One is to humble like blade of grass, one is to tolerant like tree. Mm. Tolerant and forgiving. Mm. So one who is tolerant is also forgiving. Mm. So one should be tolerant and forgiving. And when we are tolerant and forgiving, then our mind is peaceful, and then we have space for Krishna in our hearts and mind. Otherwise, our hearts and mind are filled with resentment and anger. Then there's no space for Krishna. So, and then it's very difficult to chant Hare Krishna. So if you want to chant Hare Krishna and advance in Krishna consciousness, we have to cultivate this quality of forgiveness. Rather, in one part, Prabhupada says, forgiveness is the quality of those who want to advance in spiritual life. So it's a very important quality. Also, we see daya or mercy is one of the pillars of dharma. And uh, forgiveness is also daya on others and ourselves. When we forgive, actually we are being merciful to ourselves and we are merciful to others as well. Generally, what we have, we want to give to others. If you have received love, we will want to offer that love to others. So forgiveness is like offering love to the offender. Even if person has dealt inappropriately, we just give him, deal with him with kindness. And this behavior is what really captivates heart of Krishna, really attracts Krishna. So if we want to attract grace of Krishna, we should learn to forgive others. So in today's verse, especially, Jamdagni is telling Parshuram that this quality of Shama, forgiveness, is attracts, pleases, Rochati, Ishvara Hari, Rochati, attracts Krishna. Krishna is pleased by those who have this quality of forgiveness. So we see in scriptures that there are many stories where people did not forgive, and they had to suffer so much consequences. And also in scripture, there's stories of personalities who forgive. We know famous story of Drona and Drupad, how Drona and Drupad were childhood friends in Gurukul. Later on, Drona went, and then he became he became a very poor Brahmana. And later Drupad became a powerful king. And when Drona was suffering with poverty, his wife told him to go and meet his friend Drupad. So when Drona came to Drupad, he was received as a Brahmana. But when Drona said, "Oh, my dear Drupad king, you are my friend," Drupad felt humiliated. He was thinking, this Drona is such a poor person, how he can be my friend? And he told Drupad told Drona, friendship is made only with equals. So he said, if you want charity, I will give you charity, but don't call me friend. So Drona was so felt offended. Later on, he went back, and as time changed, later on he became martial teacher of Kauravas and Pandavas. And after training Kauravas and Pandavas, when they asked for Guru Dakshina, Dronacharya said, "You should defeat Drupad and bring him as captive." We see Kauravas went, they were defeated. Later on, Pandavas went and they defeated Drupad and brought him captive. And that time Drona said, "My dear Drupad, you had said friendship is made between equals. Now you see you are a beggar and all your kingdom is now mine. But anyway, uh, uh, since I want your friendship, I give half of my kingdom to you. So let's be friend." The way Drona spoke in a humiliating way, Drupad felt so insulted. He couldn't tolerate it. Later on, he went. He performed so much tapasya to please Lord Shiva, and when Lord Shiva was pleased, Lord Shiva asked, "What do you want?" And he said, I want a son who will kill Drona. That's how Dushtadumna was born. And that's how later on we see on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Dushtadumna was the commander in chief of the Pandava army. And we see Dushtadumna was one who uh, cut off the head of Drona. So we can see when we maintain that hatred and vengeance, and it goes back and forth, tit for tat, and it really everybody suffers. We see Daksha and Daksha's followers criticizing Lord Shiva's followers, cursing Shiva's followers. Shiva's follows cursing Daksha's followers, and both of them suffered terribly. Anyway, Shiva left the scenario because he didn't was not interested in that. So when one tries to take revenge and back and forth, actually everybody suffers. We see when Dhruv Maharaj's brother was killed by Yakshas, Dhruv Maharaj became so angry and he was killing Yakshas like anything. And then Swayambhu Manu personally appeared and asked Yakshas, yes, we understand you love your brother, but for sake of one Yaksha who had killed, you can't be killing millions of Yakshas recklessly. They are innocent. You have to be forgiving. You are a devotee of Lord. You have to establish proper stand. How can you be uh, conquered and carried away by anger? So we see Swayambhu Maharaj came and requested Dhruv Maharaj, you should practice this forgiveness. And that will be very pleasing to Krishna. So we see that um, also great personalities like Shivas Thakur. He was offended at Gopal Chapel, but Shivas didn't take offense. Shivas Thakur forgave Gopal Chapel. We see Durvasa offended Amrish Maharaj, but Amrish Maharaj did not take offense. Amrish Maharaj prayed for Durvasa's deliverance from Sudarshan. We see Sita. She was tortured by Rakshasas so much in uh, this Ashok Vatika. So after Ravana was killed, Hanuman came to give message to Mother Sita and take Mother Sita. That time, Hanuman said, "My dear Mother Sita, if you want, I can kill all these Rakshasas who tortured you." Mother Sita said, "No, no. Actually, they were just obeying their master. So you should forgive all these Rakshasas. Hmm. So you should not punish them." Hmm. We see Nityananda Prabhu forgave Jagai Madai and gave them love for Krishna. Haridas Thakur forgave that prosecutors. We see Kuresh forgive that king and Kolatunga and another of his disciples. So we see all saintly people have practiced this forgiveness and they are very much glorified in scriptures. Uh, so in our day-to-day life also, we may not be great saints, but at least those of us who want to practice spiritual life and gradually purify our hearts and please Krishna, it's important that we develop this quality of forgiveness. Generally, when we are living this world, when we are living together with devotees and the near and dear ones, naturally there will be mistake. Naturally, in course of events, there is chance, every chance that we may feel offended, we may feel hurt. So when we feel hurt, we have a choice to ask why me and how dare such thing happen to me? What did I do to deserve all these bad things? One can think like that, or one can just see what I need and what can I do in this situation to rectify the situation, or what can I learn from this situation, or how can I take advantage of this situation so that I can help myself and help others. So there is victim consciousness and there is Krishna consciousness or victor consciousness. So one should not get carried by victim consciousness. and just blame people, situation, curse people, situation, and then just drain our energy and cultivate anger and resentment to heart and become miserable, and then mm, create misery for others also. So anytime we feel hurt, we have to work hard how we can forgive them, forgive the person who was hurt, so that we can be peaceful in life and we can move ahead in life and we can focus on spiritual life and we can progress, and especially so that we can please Krishna, because forgiveness is pleasing to Krishna. Whenever we feel hurt, it's better that we contemplate on good qualities of that person or good activities of those person, or maybe remember all the good things they have done to us and be grateful to them, and out of gratitude to them we can forgive them. Mm. It is better to remember uh, mm, how relationships are very important, and in relationship plus minus happen, so better to tolerate and forgive, as Lord Chaitanya said. Not take things very small things seriously. Mm. We see Kai got influenced by mantra and she banished Lord Ram. But Ram did not take any offense. Rather, he happily forgave Kai. He understood. Actually, Kaikai's heart is pure, but somehow she got influenced by mantra. Ram knew that Kai loved him very much. So he did not take her offense, even if apparently Kai did uh, inappropriate things uh, uh, towards Ram. Kaikeyi always focused on that wonderful loving relationship which Kaikeyi had for Lord Rama and Ram had for Kaikeyi, and Lord Ram continued. So we should focus on long-term relationships. Also, one should focus on higher purpose in life. We should not get up on small things and forget the bigger picture. Mm. Uh, we are here, like we see, when we are together serving. Like Prabhupada said, if you want to show your love to me, please cooperate. If you have to serve together, then we have to forget, forgive, we have to tolerate, and all this more ahead in life. Not just stuck up. We have a big thing to do in life. We have such a big mission, and we have also biggest mission of becoming pure devotee, purifying ourselves and helping others. Also, when we see that some person is behaving inappropriately or something, one should understand everybody is a puppet in the hands of Maya. Sometimes people are driven helplessly by their passion and ignorance. So mm, sometimes people are brought up to hate others. Like we see those who are in Germany, uh, Hitler and company, they made such propaganda that all Germans were brought up to hate Jews. And now we see most of the Jews hate Germans. So they're just brought up in that condition. Mm. Similarly, in India, sometimes we see people are brought up to hate Pakistani people. Pakistan people are brought up to hate Indians. So though it is not that every Indian is envious of every Pakistan and every Pakistan is envious of every Indian, but somehow situations or propaganda is like that. Or sometimes we see Hindus, some enmity towards Muslim is ignited, and so, similarly Muslims, there's enmity in heart ignited against Hindus. So sometimes there people are brought up in that situation, and then they act in such a way that it affects others. So not necessarily that they want to hate, but that is what their conditioning is there. So one should um, understand that people are just sometimes helpless. Mm, mm, they're conditioned. Similarly, we have to see that sometimes people don't want to hurt, but they end up hurting. Mm. Sometimes they don't know that they are hurting also. So it's important that maybe when we feel hurt or something, we talk and make other person realize. So then person may understand, and then he may change himself. Also, we see sometimes in close relationship, when person is angry, upset, one may speak something, do something which they really don't mean. Afterwards, they may regret for it. So, especially when people are emotionally high and emotionally upset, we should not take their words seriously, or we should not take their actions seriously. When they again cool down, they will regret their own words, they will regret their own actions. So we should look at the intentions and not uh, uh, take words and actions seriously when they are in emotionally disturbed state. Mm. Like we see in Ramayana, when March had come as a deer, mm, Sita wanted that golden deer, and then Ram went, and then when deer was killed, that Marichi was killed while dying, he just shouted in voice of Ram, "Oh Lakshman, oh Sita, please help!" And then Sita was telling Lakshman, "You should go and help Lord Ram." And then Lakshman said, "No, I know my brother. He doesn't need help. He's all powerful." But then she was pushing and pushing and pushing, and Lakshman was not going. Finally, Sita was so concerned about Ram's protection that she said, "Oh, now I understand why you are here. Maybe you are looking for the opportunity to enjoy me and all these things." No? So when Lakshman heard, he became so disturbed, agitated. Mm. He then made Lakshman Rekha and then left. And when he came there, and when Lord Ram saw him, Lord Ram became upset on him and chastised him. "You fool, Lakshman, how could you leave Mother Sita alone and come? No, we are in jungle. There are dangerous Rakshasas. Her life can be in threat." So Lakshman tried to explain what happened, what Sita spoke. Ram said, "You should not take her seriously. Why you are taking her words so seriously and behaving foolishly? You have to do your duty." Mm. So anyway, we see that Lakshmana was chastised by Sita also and Rama, but then Lakshman did not take it seriously because Lakshman understood actually Sita what she spoke was just out of her love and concern for Lord Ram, and what Lord Ram also spoke was just out of his concern for Mother Sita's protection. So sometimes people may get upset, angry, or behave. So, but we should not get disturbed because understanding their intention is good. If sometimes people, uh, like parents, shout at children out of their concern, or sometimes mm, uh, friends may shout, or sometimes close relationships. Sometimes something may happen like this. So one should understand intention and not take words seriously. Also, one should learn to empathize others, see others' point of view. Like we see in first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when Draupadi's five children were killed by Ashwatthama. Draupadi was in so much pain, so Arjuna took a vow that he will go and capture Ashwatthama, and then Draupadi can, uh, uh, step on the head of Ashwatthama and then perform final rites, whatever. So when Arjuna brought Ashwatthama captive, and when Draupadi saw Ashwatthama in that situation, immediately her heart was pained and she said, "Please forgive this Ashwatthama." She said, "I am suffering because my children are dead. So I don't want Kripi to suffer like me, the mother of Ashwatthama." So she was very concerned and she was able to see from others' point of view. So we are suffering, we should not cause more suffering to others. So this is a very exalted state. So mm, also sometimes we feel hurt. So we can keep little distance and cultivate Krishna consciousness. And gradually, when Krishna, gradually by power of time and by power of Krishna consciousness, our heart will be healed and things will be all right. So, and especially we want to advance in Krishna consciousness, one should know that so many obstacles will come. And especially for devotees should know that Krishna may arrange obstacles as test. So one should see hand of Krishna and take everything as mercy of Krishna. Even if apparently somebody offends, we should not take it personally. And one should, like Parikshit Maharaj was cursed by Shringi. It was inappropriate for Shringi to curse, but still, Parikshit did not see Shringi as the cause. He understood it's Krishna's arrangement and he just accepted it. Mm. And he forgave Shringi. So we see the devotees, they try to say hand of Krishna. Mm. And in that we take it as mercy of Krishna. Or rather, even exalted devotees, they express gratitude to Krishna. Mm. So we get and we forget, but God gives and forgives. So great devotees, they also always are giving more and forgiving more. And that attitude is actually very, very pleasing to Krishna. Though sometimes it may be difficult for us, uh, especially when we are hurt, but it's important that we learn this art of forgiveness for our own good and especially for advancing in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So if anybody has any comments, any questions, we can take.
Hare Krishna, bro.
Yes, Prabhu.
Uh, like we have, I have heard in some place that anger needs to be explained, not expressed. Means whatever you want to tell due to anger, you can explain it at a later time, but you should not express it at the same time out of emotional outburst. So sometimes we see in relationships, we need to correct the other person, like in close relationships, we need to correct other person. If we keep on forgiving, they may not learn the lesson and they may keep on doing the same mistake again and again. So to what extent we can forgive, or there should be some anger? This is my first question. And
Let us go one question at a time. So in one question, you asked two questions already. Okay. So you asked one question is, should we express anger or should we explain anger? And you said yes, we should explain anger. So point is that when somebody misbehaves with us or mistreat us, we may feel angry. Mm. So it's risky to immediately react. Rather, we should cool down, and in case we have felt offended or something, then without uh, having hatred in heart and anger in heart, we have to explain the needs what we need, so that it doesn't go back and forth. Mm. Otherwise, situation, instead of trying to rectify situation, becomes worse. We are here to, we want to improve ourselves, we want to improve situation, and we want other person to also improve. And especially when we correct other person in angry mode, envious mood, uh, with the hatred in heart, then it has a negative consequences. Other person doesn't improve. Other situation become worse only. We can correct others only with love, only with affection, only with uh, uh, peaceful mind and heart. Mm. We can't correct anybody with envious heart and angry heart and resentful heart. That has a different consequence. Mm. So if you feel hurt, uh, it's impossible for us to correct others. But we feel hurt, we forgive others, and then after that we can give proper advice and correct other person, and that will be more effective. But when there is negativity in heart, when we communicate, that negativity will come out, and that will have negative consequence. So when there is negative in heart, by culture of our Krishna consciousness, if we can forgive and become cool, and then without hatred in heart, when we communicate, then it has a different effect. Then other person will also understand and improve. So mm, especially when other person does something wrong, they also understand they have done wrong. And if we don't act angrily, mm, other person feels very relieved. And especially if we forgive, other person actually becomes very grateful, and that brings out the change of heart in them. And many times it's not necessary to, they understand it, but they are helpless. And if we have forgiven and then we communicate, then there is chance they will change. But without forgiving, if we try to communicate, it will just complicate the matter and the situation may become more ugly. Is it making any sense to you, Sushant, for what I'm saying?
Yes, bro.
Is it answering your question?
Yes, bro. It is answering my question.
Thank you very much. When we say we forgive, doesn't mean that we don't rectify the situation. We can forgive, and when we forgive, it is possible to rectify situation. If we don't forgive, it is not possible to rectify situation. Situation will become more complex. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, anybody else? Anything else? Any other comment or something?
Prabhu, I have another question, Prabhu.
Okay, yes, Prabhu.
Uh, just like you gave an example of Lakshman, how he tolerated uh, the situation when Sita and Ram were emotionally very means they should not have said something when Sita should not have said something and which she told when she was disturbed. So Lakshman forgave that. So when someone does individually anything to us like that, we forgive that. But when something like that happens publicly, means a devotee is in front of public and he tells something which disturbs the mind of a lot of people. If he tells the same thing to us, it is very easy for us to forgive. But we cannot convince all the other people present at the same time to forgive him and to understand the situation. So what to do at that time?
Now, if somebody does something wrong in public, he will anyway get reactions for it. So we don't have to become angry on him and cultivate vengeance against him. So uh, it's better for us. It depends on what is our relationship with that person. Accordingly, we have to. If he is our junior or something, then later on, at appropriate time, we can explain him what mistake he did so that he can rectify the matter. But we have to explain him without anger and without hatred and without resentment. And we don't have relationship with him. We just forgive and forget. We don't have to worry about matter. Anyway, it will be taken care of. Depends on what is our role or what is our relationship. Accordingly, things may uh, vary. But principle is that mm, cultivating anger and hatred, enmity, all these things is not going to help in any way. Mm. We should try to develop understanding. Why did he say what did he say, and what he really wanted to say. Sometimes people want to say one thing, but they end up saying something else. Mm. So exactly what is his concern? Why he is speaking negative? Maybe he has some other concern. If you understand the concern, address the concern, then he may be peaceful. He may not speak same thing again. Whenever people are speaking something negative, that means there is some concern they have. They are feeling hurt, or there is something that bothering them. So if we try to understand what's bothering them, what is their concern, and if that is taken care, they will be peaceful. And instead of criticizing them, they will be grateful and they will appreciate. Is it making any sense, Prabhuji?
Yes, bro. I got the answer.
Thank you very much. Yes. No. Anybody else want to comment? Okay. If there is no comment, fine. So I will just, before we conclude, uh, I want everybody to say one point from today's discussion. So in my whatever this laptop, whatever names are in order, I will just ask. Shiva, what is Shiva? Shiva Satyanarayan, host. Okay. Yes, Shiva, are you there? Would you like, can you tell one point from today's discussion? Your voice is not audible.
Am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes, now, yes.
Yes. So we need to be forgive everyone, and just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Tendrapi Sunichena, and we should be tolerant
Just
like a
like?
grass. Tendrapi Sunichena. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
You should forgive like, just like what you said?
Means that we should be tolerant like a tree, humble like a grass,
Okay, okay.
and we should forgive everyone.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. Yes. And Shwetang Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So, like you were mentioning that we should also see the situation in a way that sometimes Krishna also arranges this type of like people speaking something which is not very pleasing to us. That also may be a situation test by Krishna to see whether what is our state. So we should even take this kind of situation as a test by Krishna and just forgive and let go that situation.
Yes. Thank you very much, Shwetang. Yes, Maulindu Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I like this point which he said in reply to Sushant Prabhu's question that if we want to correct someone while we are angry, we will not be able to do any good to that person. First, we have to ourselves become pacified and forgive the person. Then only we can like correct or sort of like do something good to that person. In an angry mood, we cannot do anything.
Thank you very much, Maulindu Prabhu. Yes, Shreyank Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, I like the point that whenever we feel hurt, then it is a very good opportunity for us to please Krishna if we forgive the other person.
When we forgive, Krishna will be pleased. Like we see Prithu Maharaj forgive Indra. And Krishna was so pleased with him. Vishnu was so pleased with Prithu Maharaj that he forgave Indra. Rather, Supreme Lord requested Prithu that please forgive him. And then Prithu forgave him. No? So, like that. Yes, thank you. Yes, Sushant Prabhu.
Prabhu, the entire class was very nice, and it was on how we can apply this principle in our practical life. The point I liked the most was forgiveness is about setting a prisoner free and knowing that that prisoner is we ourselves.
Yes, yes. By forgiving others, we are letting ourselves free. We are doing good to us only. Yes, and thank you. And yes, Tejas Prabhu.
Question again.
Tejas Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Okay, fine. Then Ravi Prabhu. I think Ravi Prabhu joined now, or he was there earlier.
I was there, bro. I was there from while I joined and accepted to laptop.
Okay. Yes. Right.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for the wonderful. Actually, it was very inspiring. The most important, like many times people, we as a devotee also many times we got hurt, and it be difficult for us to share for others that, but how to handle that hurt, that by forgiving and the most important quality you mentioned that we protect our consciousness by that, and we focus on Krishna consciousness. It is more easy for us to focus on a Krishna consciousness when we forgive others.
Yes. Thank you very much, Ravi Prabhu.
Thank you.
Yes, Vishwadip Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So the point which actually I really like the interaction between Drona and Drupad. So like we have to be very careful in terms of our dealings. Otherwise, this temporary post and position makes us to think differently all the time, which took such a long, the way they both hurted each other. So it was great learning. Thank you so much for the class.
Thank you very much. And YS Harshit Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So you mentioned that like it's not that we don't commit mistakes. If we forgive, then Krishna forgives us also. If we forgive, then Krishna forgives us also for our mistakes.
Yes. You said na, those who have glass houses should not throw stones at others. Our glass house will be broken. Yeah. Yes. YS Priyank. Okay. Ayush Prabhu spoke. YS Ayush.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Ayush Prabhu. Yes.
Yes, Prabhu. I like the point that
Okay. I think YS Priyank. Priyank or Priyanka? Okay. Mataji's voice I heard. Okay.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु प्रभु जी
Okay.
सही प्रभु जी
Correct.
पावर कट हो गया था
Okay. Okay.
प्रभु जी actually one point which you said was like if we are not forgiving then it turns that all that grudges into anger and it may lead to some dangerous incident or accident in our life. So yeah, tolerating and forgiving is a quality of a brahmana. So slowly I should inculcate. I felt Prabhuji personally what I felt was I
And
need to
devotees, all devotees by default are brahmanas, devotees even higher than brahmana. So if brahmana has this quality, devotee as devotee, we should also try to have this. Okay. Thank you.
thank you Prabhuji for the class.
Yes, Ayush Prabhu.
yes, Prabhu. I like the point that if you want to grow spiritually, then you should have to learn the quality of forgiveness.
If you want to
If you want to grow spiritually, then you should have
grow,
to learn.
yeah. There's no
You
spiritual
should
life
have to.
without.
Yes.
Yes, we need to. And Tarun Prabhu spoke.
No, bro. Hare Krishna, bro.
Yes. Yes.
Hare Krishna, bro. I like the point that like if we want to throw fire on others, first we have to hold that fire in our hands. So first it will burn us. If we don't forgive others, other we cannot progress in Krishna consciousness. That point I like most.
Thank you very much. Mukundlapu, you want to add something and comment something?
Yes, Prabhu. This quality of forgiveness very important, Prabhu. We learned how it is the ornament of a brahmana, and we this agitation or anger or outburst is a sign of weakness. That was and actually forgiveness is a sign of strength, or basically that one is steadily situated at the lotus feet of the Lord. So, and how this one quality can be so pleasing to the Lord. That situations arise circumstantially, and one should not get swayed off by that, by the force of anger. That is the response.
Yes. So thank you very much. So Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Go Premanande, Mataji is also there, huh? Okay. Yes, Mataji. I did not see
Hare
you.
Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, no,
Dhanak Pranam Prabhu. Thank you so much. I like one point I want to say. For the sake of mission, we have to tolerate because this
Yeah.
should like what we heard. His Grace Muktavananda Prabhu was telling there that when we fight, when we misunderstand, and all this is disturbing to Prabhupada, all this is disturbing to Krishna. We are doing bhakti for the pleasure of Prabhupada and Krishna. So for that reason, we should cooperate, and ultimately love should be there. So this is a wrong feeling, and it's very difficult to give it up, but by the strength of shelter of Hari Guru Vaishnav, we should do it.
Yeah. Yes. Wonderful. When we receive love, Guru, Krishna, Vaishnavas, then with that love we can forgive others. We can give what we have received little. Yes. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Mukunda Prabhu in New Alipur?
Yes, Prabhu. They did
Okay.
worship.
Okay, wonderful. Maybe I will see if I can. I just came here for a program to Guru Sadai Road. Maybe I will see if I can come there. For long, I have not visited.
Please come, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Nitai Chand Gaur Chand. Let me see. I will. Okay. Nitai Chand Gaur Chand. Okay. Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.